When it comes to community outreach, few learning institutions can match the prowess of Mount Kenya University. The leading private university has a vibrant community outreach policy that forms one arm of the focus area of the institution, the other two being teaching and research. Community service is volunteer work, done for free as part of giving back to the society. Every academic year, the university's management, staff and students contribute to the welfare of the community, both in cash and kind.
Traditionally, universities are supposed to generate knowledge which addresses the challenges of the people. It should actually be integrated with the society because the knowledge generated in the universities, the end consumer is actually the society. However, I don't know where we lost it, especially in this part of the world, where the universities became like citadels. They are silos. They are separate from the society, and therefore it is, in my own opinion, very pertinent for universities to go to the communities and share their research findings, and also the application of research findings is at the community level. So where do we do research, for instance, is to get solutions to challenges of the society. If, for instance, you talk about food security in this country, it's through research that people come with the novel ways, better ways of food production. And therefore, who is supposed to use that knowledge? It is the farmer out there. So that's a good example. Or medicine, for example. If we discover medicines, whether drugs or vaccines, we are supposed to take them to the people. They are the consumers. And therefore, we hold to the opinion as a university that it's very crucial to integrate the community in our work, in our scholarly endeavors, in our scholarly pursuits.
Over the last few years, the university has embarked on a number of community outreach programs in areas of health, education, among others.
We got several community outreach activities, and frankly, in the last 2 or 3 years, the university has done very, very well. I would start with a very interesting program which is going on at Bungoma County. Bungoma is one county which has the highest neonatal mortality rates. Neonates are babies below 28 days of birth. And we got funding, and I'm very happy because this funding has been able to support us go to 9 different health facilities in Bungoma, Webuye, Sirisia, among them, and we are able to build what we call newborn units, basically what people call incubators. And we have been able to raise the capacity of these hospitals to incubate neonates, babies from 10, 20 to about 50, 100. So that's a great community service. And frankly, we are going to launch the functional units next month on 14th of July. This year, we are going to have a wonderful launch. And this is one activity which is making us as a university very proud because it really is impacting on the community out there. We also have control malaria and infectious diseases control and project which is in Lake Victoria Islands. And this is also ongoing, still happening at the community level, where we want to deworm children, infection from helminths, and also try to control malaria and what we call schistosomiasis. Basically, it's a disease of worms. We have a project called Christian and Scientific Association of Kenya. It's also a project which is community geared, because we realized that the government of Kenya and the practitioners of faith, there are areas where they seem to be conflicting. And we said, no, who is going to fill the gap? And as a university, we made a deliberate decision to fill that gap, where we can foster the dialogue between practitioners of faith and practitioners of science. And as you may remember, last year there was a back and forth between the government about the tetanus vaccine, and a section of the church was arguing that there were some conspiracy to give unconsented birth control through the vaccine. And there was a lot of problems. The government was trying to defend it. The church was trying to refuse and to refute facts. And we are saying we need to have a dialogue, because science is not magic. It's something which can be proven, and it can be tested. And we are the scholars who can generate that knowledge, and we can, if people disagree, we can go to the laboratory or send it to a neutral unbiased person, and gives us results which can be validated, which can be believed. Don't forget that the danger of not immunizing children is frankly a tragedy. If we don't immunize our children against polio, against measles, against tetanus, you are talking of emergence and re-emergence of some of these diseases which were thought to be almost done away with. So I would say that that's an activity we are so proud of. It is an association, Christian and Scientific Association of Kenya, is integrating all research institutions and universities in Kenya. To date, we have 200 plus members from 31 different universities and research institutions in Kenya. So it's another project we are so proud of, because it is community geared. And the thinking is, these people in the universities, scholars in the universities, they also come from communities. And when we have this dialogue, they will be able to go back to their communities and talk to their people in a language they can understand.
Another community outreach program that the university commissioned in 2014 is the General Cargo Funeral Home at the Thika Level 5 Hospital. The 300 million shilling facility was a result of a public-private partnership between Mount Kenya University and the county government of Kiambu. It has a modern embalmment unit, classrooms, and human anatomy laboratory. Other than serving the residents of Kiambu County, the medical facility is also used as a training center for the MKU health students.
The General Cargo, we have a morgue there. It's our teaching hospital for our medical students. However, it also integrates a section where we have a morgue, a public morgue. It's like having some of the best morgues in this country at an affordable price. There are, morgues which a common man would not dream of maybe taking their loved ones, the ones they leave them and they pass on. So the Mount Kenya University has done through what we call a PPP, public-private partnership, with the county government. They have done that morgue, and it is serving the community. It's a community outreach activity.
According to Professor Muregi, having a series of community outreach programs is one thing, and sustaining them is another.
We are lucky to have a university which supports and reckons that its very existence is to serve the community. And therefore, the university management really has led us a lot of support. And therefore, that kind of helps us scale one of the handles which most institutions would contend with. So because of the support of the university management, that's a good thing. The other thing is that we capacity build our staff. We let them know through seminars, through conferences, that we need you to go out there and touch lives of the people. And I want to give this example. In the last 2-3 years, the university, Mount Kenya University, has held 2 large international conferences which are community geared. One was the Lodwar, water conference, and this is a community thing. You are talking of water, and you just remember around that area there was an aquifer which was mapped, and there's a place which is a dry area, so water is very important. And because we are community geared, we say we not hold this meeting in Nairobi. We really held the conference, an international conference, conference of that stature, to hold it at Lodwar, northern part of Kenya, is to show how passionate as a university we are in terms of touching the communities. Last month we held the Peace Conference. This is highly noticeable because we are in an election-leading year in this country, and we said, let's have a peace conference, an international conference. And this is also because the university cares. We know we are part and parcel of the community.
One of the key aspects of community outreach is the level at which the university involves students in such programs.
I must tell you that when we are writing these proposals, one of the things we include is training aspect, and you think of postgraduate students, So some of the projects we are running, we are training masters and PhD students, because that's the way you build capacity. When I talk of capacity building, it's not necessarily just holding conferences and seminars to empower the existing workforce and human resources in the university, but also to train postgraduate students. Yes, when we go out there, sometimes we are conducting things like medical camps. Daventry, MKU is lucky to be a strong institution in medical and health sciences, and therefore we go with the students. We have pharmacy students, we have medical students, we have medical laboratory sciences students, we have nursing students. So you find that when we are going to the communities is for active engagement, things like medical camps, you'll find us carrying our students.
Consequently, students have embraced community service with a passion. At Mount Kenya University's main campus in Thika, the community service spirit is exemplified by a group of students in the College of Education. They dedicate a few hours of their free time every Thursday to teach primary school kids in a nearby school. These are members of the World Eagles Club. Dr. Nancy Chiseto is a senior lecturer in Mount Kenya University's School of Education. She launched the World Eagles Club in July 2016. Her students serve as the club's volunteers and dedicate hours each week to teach various subjects to students in the 6th and 7th grades at Garissa Road Primary School, which resides within one of Kenya's slums, Kiandutu.
I'm very happy. My students, whenever they come here, they give me report, and good report about you. Do you promise to continue being good students?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Through the club, the school children have an opportunity to learn about computers, science, mathematics, English, and life skills from university students.
And the World Eagles started coming here When was that?
2016.
2016. When class what? Those were in class 6?
7.
Yeah. I know it is a club that has really assisted us here. Is it true?
Yes.
Yeah, because from when they started coming here, we have seen a lot of great changes. One, behavior-wise. Is it true?
Yes.
Most of you I know, and I have already observed you have really improved. Fights here, they are not as many as they used to be. Knowing very well where you have come from. Is it true?
Yes.
You come from where?
Slums.
Like you are rich slums. But currently we are changing the name and we are calling our place here what?
Diaspora.
Very good. Another thing I know, you have really developed yourself. Esteem. Tumeanza kujiamini. You know we have come from very far and we are going where? Far. And they have been teaching us computers. And anybody here who doesn't know how to work with computers now, when they came here, in fact they have given us a computer. We always keep it in the office and we use it when they come here. That is something that is really helping them.
Dr. Chiseto, a psychologist, sees value in teaching peer counseling and life skills to prepare the young students psychologically to learn science-based subjects. Looking at the pupils, they exude the longing every child has, a desire for a bright future and inspired dreams. Since the program started in 2012, it has transformed the lives of many pupils.
We will still be learning about ourselves, our characters, our parents, the people who we associate with. We're going to talk about self-esteem, of course. We realize that if you don't have self-discipline, if you don't take care of your character, if you don't, be honest with yourself, you're not going to do anything, you're not going to achieve anything. So one of the things that we talked to you about was about, self-discipline, and it involves being a very disciplined girl and a very disciplined boy.
Your attitude will determine where you go. Don't take big steps. I thought when I want to move from here to that place, I won't run. It doesn't, but